Hi, and a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the UBA Showcase event here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm Ted Rutan. Today's contest features the St. Louis River Sharks and the Indiana Swarm. The starting lineups for the St. Louis River Sharks: Taquan Knight from Pensacola, Calvin Giles from St. Louis, Martavian Payne, 6'3", 190 from St. Louis, Dontarian Wright from Memphis, and Corey Boyd in the middle from St. Louis. The River Sharks win the tip. We'll get the starters for the Swarm here in just a moment. Boyd in the low post goes right at Marcus Johnson, and quickly the River Sharks are on the board. Bringing it up for the Swarm is Justin Mitchell. There's Marcus Johnson, baseline jumper, in and out. Offensive rebound goes to Ladarius Coleman. Johnson gets it for a second try, but it is turned over, and Payne will lay it in for the River Sharks. Payne had 61 points in the first two games in this showcase. There's Lowell Griggs with the ball. Coleman's drive with the left hand won't go. Payne picks it up and looks up the court. And that pass is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with the River Sharks. Again, the starters for the Swarm are Samuel Lewis, Lowell Griggs, Justin Mitchell, Ladarius Coleman, and Marcus Johnson. I think they're going to check the shot clock. It's at 13. Dontarian Wright uses the screen, gives it up nicely to Corey Boyd, and that one goes around the rim and out, and Boyd picks up a cheap foul in the backcourt. Swarm will bring it up. Mitchell being guarded by Quayshawn Tate, who's into the lineup for the River Sharks. Griggs tries to slip a bounce pass in. Fortunate that Coleman was able to grab it. Samuel Lewis on the reverse. His first bucket. And it's 4-2 River Sharks on top. Dontarian Wright, a little strong on that baseline jumper. 3-on-2. Lewis, a runner in the lane, rolls out, but a nice follow. Good hustle by Marcus Johnson. Tied at 4. A little over 2 minutes into this first quarter. Knight pulls up, left elbow, got it. About a 19-footer, makes it 6-4. Lowell Griggs looks for a screen from Marcus Johnson. Goes weak side of it. Jumper won't go. Corey Boyd with good hands looks quickly up the court, and a nice feed to Wright, and it is knocked out of bounds. They say it went off of his head, and it'll be Indiana Swarm ball. The block there from Griggs knocked it right off the top of his head and out of bounds. Mitchell, guarded by Tate. Marcus Johnson, baseline jumper, his second bucket. And we're tied at 6, 3 minutes into the first quarter. Payne uses a screen from Boyd. 16-footer won't go. Coleman battles for the board. Samuel Lewis, no-look bounce pass. Johnson can't connect. Wright went coast to coast, couldn't get it to drop, but the follow-up attempt for Taquan Knight earns him a trip to the free throw line. This is the third game in 4 days for these two teams, so it'll be interesting to see how their conditioning holds up. They counted the bucket. Okay. So a three-point play there for Dontarian Wright. And now Wright with the rebound at the other end. They lead 9-6. Baseline jumper will go for Knight. And a bounce pass to Coleman, and he lays it in with the left hand. Nice feed from Lowell Griggs. Payne pulls up. He's got his first bucket. His second bucket of the game. 11-8. River Sharks on top. Samuel Lewis gives it up. Griggs. Long range from the right wing. Corey Boyd shoots a 24-footer about 23 feet. The big man has shown a nice touch in these 3 games. Scoreboard being corrected right at the moment. 5:19 left here in the first quarter. Glad you're joining us for this UBA showcase event. Howard Jordan, founder and commissioner, and Ed Schumer, associate commissioner, have put on a pretty good show considering there aren't any other professional basketball leagues being played besides, of course, the NBA. The officials in today's ball game: Mitchell Hicks from Chicago, Dan Beecham from Fishers, and Steve Ross from the suburbs of Chicago. Jumper. Oh, nice pass on the cut by Johnson, and the follow by Ladarius Coleman. Taquan Knight takes a long jumper, that one off the front. 12-11, Swarm leading here in the first quarter. Samuel Lewis, one too many steps on the crossover. Reese Lewis will check in for the Swarm. Payne, over to Wright. It's twice I've made that mistake, and Wright knocks it down. He has 5, and they lead 13-12. Pull up from Justin Mitchell. Taquan Knight with the board, looking up top. Wright gives it up to Payne. A little short. Second effort. Making a third effort. And tipped out. Corey Boyd with the drive. Gets this one to drop. His second basket of the game. Reese Lewis beats everybody up the court. And it's 15-14. Boyd on the post. They're giving him plenty of room down there. The one-on-one battle, and he's going to draw the foul from Jesse Johnson. Good job there of recognizing that Boyd had post position. He was able to get it, take his time, make his move, earning a trip to the free throw line. Corey just turned 22, was highly recruited out of high school, and ended up going to the JBA, and then that league had its issues. Timeout on the court, 16-14. River Sharks on top of the Swarm. Sounded like a little music going into the timeout. Let's see. Yeah. I think that you've done a nice job with the signage.
It's in every shot. I mean, it's everything.
Yeah, that's well placed.
We designed it, and it's going to get better.
Like I said, this was better than.
Okay, here we go. 16-14, River Sharks with a 2-point lead, and Corey Boyd makes it a 3-point advantage. He has 6 of the 17 for St. Louis. Mitchell being guarded there by Tate. That pass to Coleman was a little late, stolen away by Boyd. Right, fadeaway won't go. Reese Lewis, good find to Justin Mitchell, 10-foot baseline jumper. It's good. 17-16. Boyd says, give me some room. And Wright with the drive to the left hand. Well, Wright took that cross-court pass from Corey Boyd, and the big fella has just shown a nice penchant for finding the open man. He's going to get a break, looks like here for, well, not yet. Free throw won't go for Wright. Jumper on the way for LaShore, who just checked in for the Indiana Swarm. 19-16. Payne in the lane. Got it. Cameron LaShore. Bounce pass. Justin Mitchell. Nice cut. 21-18. Oh, spin move by Boyd. Very nice footwork by Corey Boyd in the post. Boyd looking, instead just slips the defense. He set that one up with him looking to pass the ball. Lowell Griggs fouled by Payne. 23-18. 2 shots coming for Griggs. He had 10 in the first game against the New York Strong, and he had 15 yesterday against the Harlem Black Rattlers. Payne being guarded by Griggs. Give and go from Boyd. Swish. Martavian Payne making it look easy out here this weekend. Mitchell's shot goes over the board. 25-20. 53 seconds remaining here. 59 seconds remaining here in the first. Knight, his pass deflected by Reese Lewis. .13 on the shot clock. They're trying to get it inside to Boyd. This time directly on the inbounds play. And his pass finds Payne. Wright's jumper a little short. LaShore tried to throw the alley-oop, and that was must have slipped off his hands because it was not close to a connection. 30 seconds left in the quarter, 15 on the shot clock. Knight with 6 on the shot clock. Payne knocks in another long one. He has 10 here in the first quarter. 6 seconds left. Reese Lewis shot won't go. Mitchell has time. Fade away. Got it at the buzzer. Justin Mitchell with 6 first quarter points. And that'll make it 27-22. St. Louis leads Indiana after 1 here in Fort Wayne. Indiana Swarm with the basketball. Cam LaShore brings it up. Mitchell right back to the spot he made it from at the end of the first. Calvin Giles into the game, and his layup won't go, but the follow-up by Quayshawn Tate. Giles had 25 in their first game, a win over Harlem, and 13 in yesterday's game against the New York Strong. 29-22 the score. Giles, turnaround, won't go. Loose on the court. Knight brings it up. Payne gives it up. And we'll have a foul called on Griggs. 2 shots coming for Quayshawn Tate. Tate from Nashville, Tennessee. First one rolls over and in. Sam Lewis back on for the Swarm. 30-22. second one rolls out. Lewis. We're going to have a foul off the ball. I believe this was going to be on Taquan Knight. Griggs was trying to post up, and Knight had a little grab. Oh, good pass. Reese Lewis wasn't ready for it. Griggs, however, was. He knocked in another long one. Showing some good range today. Giles, 17-footer, right elbow. Got it. And the take by Taquan Knight. Mitchell drives. Griggs' pass went off the back of the foot, so it's no kicking violation. And that one will be. And Griggs says, well, how is that a kick when the pass that I threw at the other end wasn't? And I believe Dan Beecham said, your pass hit him in the back of the foot. He didn't kick it. 34-24 is the score right now. 7:40 remaining in the first half. Wright being guarded by Mitchell. Gets him into the lane, but the shot is wide left. And defense there from Quayshawn Tate in the backcourt. And again, folks, the rule in the UBA is if there's a turnover in the backcourt, if you score in the next 24-second possession, you get an extra point. Giles with the high screen for Knight. He pulls up from 18. Got it. That'll count 3. (37-24). Mitchell on the drive. Nice job of putting his shoulder into the defense there as he was able to get a half step on Taquan Knight. He'll earn a trip to the free throw line. Mitchell had 6 in the first quarter. Justin from Miami, Florida. Played at Wright State. Second was good. Tate against Samuel Lewis. Oh, nice dish across the lane to Quayshawn Tate. 39-25. LaShore on the drive. And Ladarius Coleman battles for the board. Count it and put him on the line. (39-27). Coleman had 11 in their first game against the New York Strong and 15 against the Harlem Black Rattlers. completes the three-point play. He has 7 here in this game. Quick jumper from Tate won't go. Coleman with the rebound. Mitchell directing traffic and a nice dish. Coleman couldn't finish. Oh, what a find from Justin Mitchell to Samuel Lewis. Payne out top. LaShore trying to body him up, and Payne just has a way of getting into that lane. $39-30. He was 13 out of 13 from the free throw line in yesterday's game, so I don't think I can jinx him. And 9 out of 10 in their game on Saturday. Second one, nothing but string music. 41-30. 11-point lead for the River Sharks. Lewis looking for the screen from Coleman. Puts it up from the top of the key. Got it. Reese Lewis has 4. And it's 41-32. Payne off 1 foot. Fadeaway. And the Swarm going the other way. Reese Lewis can't get 2 in a row. Payne, bodied up by LaShore. He'll get it back. Nice touch. Just really knows how to play the game in the inside for a guard. Follow by Jesse Johnson. Throwing it down with 2 hands. Dontarian Wright holds it up. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to go down to Payne one more time. He'll take the fadeaway from the baseline. This one won't go. LaShore keeps it away from trouble. Coleman fakes the 3, goes inside to Jesse Johnson, and it's blocked by Tate. The outlet, Payne to Wright, can't connect on the easy one. Johnson lobs it up to Coleman, and Reese Lewis says, thank you guys. He has 6, and the lead is at 7 at 43-36. Tate found no defense there and laid it in. And Reese Lewis says, okay, I'll hustle up and score at the other end. 45-38, 2:45 remaining in the first half. Here comes Samuel Lewis, hesitates, and he's going to be fouled by Payne. Two shots for Sam. First one off the mark. Boyd comes back on, and Payne will get a rest. Boyd says, if you're going to guard me, I'm just going to take it all the way to the basket. Couldn't get the shot to drop. Knight probably should have taken the shot right there instead of trying to throw it to Boyd. A little bit of mustard on that 6-foot pass. 45-38, 2:15 remaining in the first half. Reese Lewis fires up, and that's a three-pointer from the corner for Reese Lewis. Showing some range today. He has 11. And it's 45-41. Knight drives off the glass. I think he was looking for a screen, but finally decided to take it himself. Mitchell in the lane. Giles with the board. 47-41. Tried to go inside to Wright. Tipped away by Samuel Lewis. Boyd battled inside by Johnson, and they're going to get Johnson with the foul on that move inside. 47-41, 1:17 remaining in the first half. First one off the mark. Marcus Johnson back on for the Swarm. Second one from Corey around the rim and out. .75 seconds remaining here in the first half. 6-point ball game. Griggs going to try to take it to Tate. High off the glass, the tip in. They're going to say no good. They're going to call over the back on Marcus Johnson. He didn't agree with that call, but didn't put up a fuss either. Boyd goes right into the lane, can't get it. Giles with an offensive rebound, and he's tied up. Giles battled inside the first two ball games, and he seemed to be around every loose ball. Probably had 10 offensive rebounds in the first two games, along with a few other tip-outs, controlled tip-outs. Speaking of controlled, he was trying to tip that one in, and instead, Boyd will get the rebound, put it in, and earn a trip to the free throw line. Haven't seen that one in a while, where on a jump ball, Calvin Giles was trying to tip it in right on cue as I was talking about him tipping out offensive rebounds with controlled tips. Of course, the reason you don't see that anymore is because nobody else has jump balls in the area of the free throw line, except in the NBA. 3-point play there for Boyd. He has 11. Final 33 seconds of the first half. Mitchell. 7 on the shot clock. And Lewis is fouled by Knight. So penalty situation here for Reese Lewis. .21 seconds left in the first half. First one is short. Payne back on. Let's see if he's going to try to get the last shot of the half. And at the half, we'll have a chance to speak with Ed Schumer, Associate Commissioner here of the UBA. Second one for Reese is good. He now has a dozen. 15 seconds. Payne with the ball out top. Boyd coming to set a screen. 7 seconds. They rotate it around to Giles on the baseline. His shot won't go, and that will end the first half. The St. Louis River Sharks on top, 50-42 over the Indiana Swarm. Welcome back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, site of the UBA Showcase event. Here we've had 2 games on Saturday in Valparaiso, 2 games on Monday here in Fort Wayne, and 1 game to cap this 5-game stretch here for the UBA Showcase. And I am joined by Ed Schumer. Ed, glad to have you back on here. Tell us your thoughts on how this Showcase event has gone.
Well, Ted, it's great to be back with you. I sort of pressed into service on the first 2 days, but it's been fun to reconnect and be involved with this UBA showcase. I'm very pleased. It was an unknown with the COVID situation that we dealt with all through 2020. This particular event was actually scheduled to go off in July in New York. The 2 Midwest teams were going to travel up to New York for the same format in terms of games. Obviously, with everything that's happened with COVID, we know what happened in New York's been as bad as anybody. So they kept postponing, canceling, rescheduling, postponing, and this date with Martin Luther King weekend was scheduled in New York, and the venue we were going to use kept saying they're going to open the 1st of the year, then it was going to be the 1st of February, and we made the decision. We talked about it and said, could we pull it off? In other words, go through all the efforts of bringing the 2 teams down from New York with venues and facilities and hotels and food, and we decided that if we could, we would be able to make our showcase in the middle of the COVID time, where the only people playing really are the NBA, and that was the intent. So with that in mind, I couldn't be happier, and I really think that the quality of play. I think you and I talked about the fact that it's a little rough. I mean, in terms of not sloppy. They're working hard, but they're not crisp. They're not on timing wise, which is understandable. All 4 teams had camp. This group here, the Indiana and St. Louis group, came to camp a week ago Monday. So they had 2-a-days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 Thursday. Had a practice on Media Day Friday, and played these 3 games in 4 days. So you can see out here in this game, they're a little tired. They've worked hard, but the intent was to say this is what the UBA is going to be all about. Here's where we're going to go, and I'm very happy with the overall result. Okay, so with this showcase, and I think it has been effective to get these guys together and get them playing basketball with referees and a clock and the whole game situation things. So the showcase, I believe, obviously you've done a great job of putting this together. How about the goals for the UBA moving on? UBA is going to the UBA was supposed to start this month. That was the plan, was to showcase in July, and 6 teams were going to launch in this month of January. So what we'll do now is we'll identify the other two teams, which we have a pretty good idea who they're going to be, and we will do all of our marketing and branding and build and development to go to camp in December and play next January with 6 teams. We'll start seeing some announcement. The MPBA, which I founded and ran starting in 20. We formed it in 2014. We played 15 and 16. Has agreed to be the official development league for the UBA. So the 2 Midwest teams, which will turn into 4 Midwest teams, will have a feeder system. So the players will have a chance to move up to UBA, which our intent is to make it a destination league. Players can stay home, make a living, not have to go overseas.
Well, I think players would love to be able to make the salaries close to what they make overseas and not have to go overseas. And I think the world's going to be looking at that situation as time goes on with the whole craziness of 2020 and COVID.
I think the COVID situation has a lot of players they don't really want to go away. Plus, there's a lot of players, they don't want to leave their families. They're just trying to stay and live that dream of maybe getting back to the NBA. I've talked to multiple players who've been overseas, and what they've told me is that if they could stay home, they would have played for a lot less money if they had a chance to continue their career, continue to live their dream, so they could be around their families and play in front of their friends. That's the intention. We want this to be a destination league for those players.
Well, Ed, thank you very much. Congratulations again on the showcase event and getting the UBA started. Best of luck going forward. Looking forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Ted. Great to be with you and Mr. O'Neill as well, our producer, our executive producer, and glad to have you guys back, and we'll look forward to moving forward with everything else we've got coming. Thanks, guys.
We'll be back with the second half action in just a minute. Out top to Lewis. Griggs, fadeaway, got the roll, and it's 50-44. Giles, pretty quiet first half, didn't play much. Has that one go off the iron, and we're going to have a foul called on Quayshawn Tate. First half scoring, unofficially of course, for the Swarm. 12 for Reese Lewis, 7 apiece for Justin Mitchell and Ladarius Coleman, 6 apiece for Lowell Griggs and Samuel Lewis, 4 for Marcus Johnson, 2 for Jesse Johnson. Giles with the rebound saves it to Tate. River Sharks were led in scoring by none other than Martavian Payne. He had 14. Drive by Samuel Lewis, left hand, count it, and put him on the line. Payne with 14, 11 for Corey Boyd, 10 for Taquan Knight, 7 apiece for Wright and Tate, and 2 for Calvin Giles. Not sure exactly what they were conferring about there. And a three-point play for Samuel Lewis. 50-47, closest it's been in a while. Payne with the drive, off the glass, count it. Fade away from Griggs, won't go. Knight using the screen from Boyd. Behind the back. And Justin Mitchell comes out of there with it. Boyd, rebound, quick outlet. Perhaps I've said it too much, but I like the passing ability from the big man. Got that rebound. The two-hand overhead pass a la Wes Unseld. Talking about old school game. For those of you who don't know who Wes Unseld is, look him up. Hall of Famer. I believe he was Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player in the same season in the NBA. Got another tie-up. It's be Griggs and Wright. Payne pulls up from 16. Rebounded by Coleman. And he's going to take it down the court himself. Griggs, nice drop back behind to Mitchell. And it's a it's 52-49. Payne pulls up from 16, left elbow. He has 18. 54-49. Griggs has that one partially blocked by Griggs. Boyd looking up the court. Martavian Payne. Again, he had 29 and 32 in the first two games, and he's adding in points 19. Subs coming in, LaShore and Reese Lewis. Checking in for Marcus Johnson and Samuel Lewis. He has 20. Griggs lost the handle. It finds its way to Coleman. 21-footer. String music. Good pass from Payne to Boyd. That one knocked away around the bucket. Oh, what a nice look across the lane. Post pass from Boyd for the layup. '59-50, or excuse me, 58-51. Another beautiful pass from Boyd. This time Payne says, thank you, I've got 22. Mitchell with the board. LaShore. Giles decided to slow things up and grab him in the backcourt. 60-51. 5:25 remaining here in the third. Boyd on the move. Has it knocked away. Rebound by Coleman. And Giles had him wrapped up. LaShore, 16-footer, will go, and Boyd is knocked to the court. Knight to bring it up the court. Samuel Lewis trying to check him out top, and now he switches, and Payne goes into Boyd. Double team comes. He finds the open man on the other side of the court. Shot wouldn't go, but the play was there. Oh, nice baseline move by Coleman. Gets the reverse to go. Payne picks up the loose ball. Calmly knocks in a 12-footer on the baseline. Blocked. But they get it back to Griggs, and he misses the two-hand dunk. Reese Lewis. Long jumper again. Showing off a nice touch here today from the outside. He has 14. 62-55. Boyd has it poked away. Samuel Lewis, left hand, will go to the free throw line. 2:55 remaining here in the third. Again, these teams, not only are they playing their third game in 4 days, they've only had 8 players on each of these teams, so they've logged a lot of minutes, and only 6 players available for the River Sharks today. Stephen Harris and Aston Morton are both out. Harris with a shoulder issue and Morton with a knee, I do believe. Nothing serious, but unable to play in today's game. Second one's good. (62-56). Payne with the floater in the lane. He doesn't miss those, folks. He's got 26. And they'll get Dontarian Wright on the reach in. And that'll put the Swarm in the penalty, so Griggs will go to the free throw line. First one for Lowell is good. Fort Wayne product makes a pair. And they're going to get Griggs with the hold. He doesn't like the call, but mechanically he had two hands on Payne, and when you put two hands on, that's good. That's just an automatic call in professional basketball. Giles, baseline jumper, won't go. And Wright called for the reach in after Coleman had the rebound. So Coleman will go to the free throw line. This game was moving right along. The last couple of minutes, a few extra whistles compared to the rest of the ball game. Possibly the players are a little fatigued and reaching a little more. Coleman knocks down the free throw. (64-59), still a close ball game. 2:16 left here in the third. Coleman showing a nice touch. He's 3 out of 3 from the line in this game. And kick. So they'll reset the 24-second clock on the kick violation. LaShore guarding Knight. Double coming from Reese Lewis, but they're able to move it. And now Justin Mitchell picks this one off and will lay it in. It's 64-62. Little life on the bench of the Indiana Swarm. Wright not close with the left hand there, and Justin Mitchell on the alley-oop from Reese Lewis, and we're tied at 64. Full court pressure coming from the Swarm. Payne gives it up to Giles, and he can't find the handle. Pulled out of there by Mitchell. And Samuel Lewis is fouled in the backcourt, and he'll have free throws coming up here with 1 minute, 22 seconds remaining in the third. First one is good. And that puts the Swarm on top. Second one also good. 66-64. Pressure coming. And a nice drive by Taquan Knight. Ties it at 66. The steal could be an extra point, but it won't go, and Coleman brings it out of there for the Swarm. .40 remaining. Nice drive by Mitchell, and he's tied up. Good hands by Calvin Giles. Samuel Lewis gets it inside to Coleman. Reverse won't go. Fighting for the rebound. Second, third effort. And he's going to go to the free throw line. Almost appeared as if he was trying to shoot Calvin Giles' right hand into the basket. First one's good. Coleman, 4 out of 4 from the line in this game. He has 14. Make it 15 and a 2-point lead. 68-66. 27 seconds left here in the third. They've got to get it across. And they're not going to get it across. In fact, it's going to be a steal. Nope, they're just going to say the 8-second violation. So a turnover with 16 seconds remaining here in the third. They could get an extra point. And they lead by 2 right now. Jesse Johnson to throw it in. Mitchell, Lewis, and Coleman, the others on the court for the Swarm. They'll get it out to Reese Lewis. Down to 10 seconds. They go into Jesse Johnson on the post, and a nice pass across the lane. That goes to Samuel Lewis, and that'll be 3 points at the end of the third quarter. The score, 71-66. Swarm on top by 5. (71-66). The Indiana Swarm outscoring the River Sharks 29-16 in that third quarter to lead by 5 as we start the fourth. Boyd on the block, and they're going to have a defensive zone called on Reese Lewis. And it's, again, in this league, it's not just a defensive 3 second. It can also be a zone call, and I couldn't tell from the motion. I thought he called a defensive 3 second. Regardless, Payne, imagine that, makes a free throw. He now has 27. 71-67, Boyd going to be double teamed. They'll swing it around. Payne's jumper off the mark. Mitchell brings it up, guarded by Wright. Mitchell's pass deflected, and it'll go the other way. River Sharks basketball. Flying through the air was Quayshawn Tate, and he lays in off the glass. 71-69. Samuel Lewis, nice wraparound pass to Jesse Johnson. 73-69. Payne looks to dump it inside to Giles, and Giles is fouled over the top by Ladarius Coleman. 73-69. Payne's jumper. He takes all the 24 seconds and knocks it in. And he now has 29. And pretty nice pass right there. I'm not sure if Tate was ready to shoot it or pass it, but he didn't control it. And a nice dump down from the baseline to a cutting Ladarius Coleman. Coleman has 17, and it's 75-71, Indiana on top. And Jesse Johnson will be called for the foul. And in case you're wondering, folks, there will be no foul outs here in this contest since there are only 6 available players for the River Sharks and 8 for the Swarm. Third game in 4 days, all of those factors. I think they will call it a technical foul on the 7th foul. No one has reached that yet. Payne in a post, draws the contact, count it, and put him on the line. Well, he had 29 on Saturday, and apparently he was just getting warmed up because he had 32 yesterday. And 33 now today. Wait a minute. Did they take that free throw away? A lane violation? So we can't give him credit for that one, but I'm not going to give him a missed free throw. 75-73. Mitchell, nice job of finding Marcus Johnson. And they're going to call a shooting foul. Okay, on the drop off to Johnson. And we've got a timeout on the court. Hey, it's a pretty good one right here. 75-73 with 7 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. You're watching the UBA Showcase event from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Oh, before I forget, Ed, I got a receipt here for you for the hotel from the first night.
Oh, okay.
Forgot that. I saw that when I was doing my own thing. You know, I think it's warmed up in here.
I think it has too.
It's almost about 60. Okay, 75. 7 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. 75-73 is the score. Marcus Johnson at the line shooting a pair for the Swarm. First one is short. Second one is good, and it's now a 3-point lead. Boyd saying, I've got a little one on me, and they will call the foul. And I'm not sure where they're at on team fouls, but probably going to get to the penalty fairly soon for the River Sharks. Baseline drive swatted away by Marcus Johnson. Mitchell, hesitation, left hand off the glass and in. Justin Mitchell has 15. And a foul in the backcourt. (78-73) is the score. And that did put them into the penalty. So free throw shooting down the stretch here. Still nearly 7 minutes left. First one rolls in for Nontarian Wright. He has 10. Second one also good. 78-75. Griggs tries to drive baseline. 10-foot floater won't go. But they double team on the rebound and trying to save it off the opponent. The bounce pass from Griggs goes to Marcus Johnson, and he'll go back to the free throw line. So Johnson, who just split a pair a moment ago, goes back to the line with a 3-point lead. First one is short. Again, he has 5 in this game. He had 12 on Saturday and 5 yesterday. And that was on a turnover, so he gets an extra free throw. Kind of like the old days, 3 to make 2. And he did. So it's 80-75. Double team coming, pressure coming, and a timeout taken by Taquan Knight. Picked up the ball in a bad spot, had to call the timeout. 6:24 remaining in the fourth. Indiana Swarm on top by 5. (80-75). Payne with the ball in the backcourt. And that will be the 8-second violation. In the pro leagues, they don't stop the count just because there's a timeout. So when they threw it in, they only had 2 seconds to get it across. They did not. So here's another backcourt turnover. Can they get an extra point? They certainly can. That'll count 3 on the dunk by Ladarius Coleman. And the lead is now 8. Make it 6. Payne that quickly said, okay, I'll put my scoring shoes back on. He has 34. Giles nearly poked it away. Mitchell to the glass. Keeps it alive. Mitchell still keeping it alive. He's still diving on the deck. 3 games in 4 days, and he's going after every loose ball. Sweet move from Marcus Johnson. Makes it 85-77. It'll stay with the River Sharks. 6:27 left. And stepping on the midcourt stripe, it'll be another turnover. I don't think it's considered a backcourt turnover because it was from the front court on the violation. On the turnover, all the way to the basket. Oh, Dontarian Wright couldn't get it to fall, but he will go to the free throw line for a pair of trailing 85-77. First one is good. He is 4 for 5 from the line in this ball game. Five out of 6. Good free throw shooting here for the River Sharks. And they're going to need it. They trail by 6. There's a turnover. Wright pulls up from 15. The rebound. Second try. And we've got a foul, and it'll stay with the River Sharks. We'll get Reese Lewis on the grab, and Taquan Knight will go to the free throw line. Yeah, they are in the bonus, so he will go to the free throw line. Unofficially, that makes them 17 for 21 from the stripe. 17 for 22. Jinxed him right there. Still good free throw shooting from the entire team. And they will call Knight for the push out. 85-80, 4:57 remaining. Swarm lead by 5. Griggs pulls up from 15, rolls out. Shot won't go, and we're going to have a jump ball. We'll see if Calvin Giles tries to tip this one in. He did try that in the first half, and it was close. This time, however, he'll be going up against Jesse Johnson, and Jesse at 6'5", 215 isn't going to make it easy for him. I believe we've got some blood on the jersey of Justin Miles. And they're talking about that over on the side. They're going to allow him to switch jerseys quickly. That's the right thing to do when you have a jersey handy. They gave him a jersey from, a white jersey from the River Sharks, but it was a white jersey. Hey, we've got to give the equipment guy a hand for his role in this showcase event as well, trying to keep things clean and ready for 4 teams playing a total of 5 games. So here we go. Giles tip, and it's saved by Knight. Giles, 17-footer, way off the mark. Mitchell brings it up. He saw Ladarius Coleman might have gotten it to him a half step later than he needed to, but Coleman will go to the free throw line. Nope, that's only team foul number 4. So they are not in the penalty yet. Shot clock down to 10 now. Mitchell going to go over the top, but Giles with excellent defense. However, he throws it right into Jesse Johnson. 87-80. They try give and go. It's poked away. Coleman on the run. His bounce pass is taken away, and here's Corey Boyd. He's going to throw it down. He said, don't come up here and try that one, Justin. Three-pointer is in effect now with less than 4 minutes remaining, and Payne says, oh. Tried to get the 3 right there. Instead, it rolled out, and Taquan Knight will go to the free throw line after the offensive rebound. (87-82), 3:32 remaining. First one, no good. Second one on the way, got it. 87-84. The drive to the basket, Mitchell lays it in. Scoreboard still shows 83, so we'll take it at 89-83. And the steal. Trying to go up top to Coleman, and he's able to grab it. Left-handed off the glass and in. 91-83. Under 3 minutes remaining. Coleman has 22. Dontarian Wright at the free throw line. He's 5 out of 6 in this game. He has 13 points, make it 14. Knocks down both of them. 91-85, 2:50 remaining. Mitchell, bounce pass. Griggs, throw down. 93-85, an 8-point margin. Corey Boyd, and they're going to say he came down before he got rid of that ball on the pass. Coleman's going to take it right to the hole and go back to the free throw line. No, they say that is a jump ball. Giles got on top of it. .226 remaining. And Giles controlled the tip, but right to Lowell Griggs, and then fouled him on a three-point play. Three-point shot, excuse me. So he will get 3. First one's good. Largest lead of the ball game so far for the Swarm, 94-85. And he makes 2 out of 3. So it's 95-85, 10-point lead. Three-pointer, right baseline, won't go down. Mitchell with the rebound, poked away. Giles dumps it to Boyd, reverse layup. Coleman's gonna give it up. Griggs can't get it to drop. Jesse Johnson can't get it. Boyd pulls it out of there, but his pass is stolen. A lot of action. Justin Mitchell said, get it back out here. And they'll call a foul on Dontarian Wright. And this will send Justin Mitchell to the line. A lot of action right here in the last couple of minutes. The Indiana Swarm looking to complete this comeback win. First one is good, and we'll see if they're going to give him 3 because there was a turnover. But that was on after the turnover. It was on the second shot clock. They had an offensive rebound, so that will negate the extra point. Or will it? Apparently not. He's going to get 3. So he makes 2 out of 3. We've got a timeout on the court. 1:44 remaining, 97-88. Indiana Swarm leading the St. Louis River Sharks. (97-88), 1:44 remaining. River Sharks need to score quickly. Payne puts up a 3. That's pretty quick. Can't get it much quicker than that. Oh, they're going to say that was only 2. Said he was on the line. So it's 97-90. Johnson nearly has it knocked away. They're going to try to run the whole 24-second shot clock down. It's down to 7. Mitchell on the drive. Reese Lewis. They get it to Payne. He'll pull up from 3, and he's knocked to the court, and he'll get 3 free throws. First one's good. Wouldn't expect anything less. He has 36 right now. I'm unsure what they're discussing. Yeah, he still has 2 left. That was on a 3-point shot. $97-92. $97-93. 1 minute remaining. 4-point game. Reese Lewis drives in, shot won't go. Jesse Johnson with the offensive rebound. We'll go back to the free throw line. Four-point margin, 51 seconds remaining. First one, good. Second one, also good. Clutch shots there from Jesse Johnson. And we have another timeout on the court. 99-93, 51.3 seconds remaining. Yeah, I have a question for you. And is there a specific spot that they're supposed to inbound the ball when there's time? Whenever there's like a timeout situation or even a foul situation, is there a specific spot that they put it? Because it seemed like yesterday when that steal came late in the game, it seemed like he took the ball out, was handed the ball right at the mid-court stripe, not in, and they had to pass it into the front court as opposed to being in, like say at the black line.
That's right. We weren't sure.
It's not. It comes back to the center. Like they can advance after the timeout now.
Right.
Okay. But I saw that too. And I don't think they had it right. I think they brought it back too far.
Right.
So he could only throw it forward. He couldn't throw it straight because it would have been a backcourt. I was just wondering about that.
No, I think that's right. And once in a while they get some different mechanics on working it.
They need to score quickly. They're down by 6. They've got to get it in, and they don't. Not only did they not score quickly, they didn't get the ball in bounds. So a 6-point margin, 50 seconds. Pressure coming. They get the ball into the front court with the Ladarius Coleman. And he's just going to make sure they run some time on this shot clock. Or not. Rebounded. And we've got a foul called on Ladarius Coleman. Taquan Knight advanced the ball quickly and was able to get the contact from Coleman, so he will go to the free throw line, stopping the clock. Now, he is only 2 out of 4 from the line here in this fourth quarter. First one is no good. Second one is good. 5-point game, and they say that Knight was out of bounds when he touched the ball. Good call there by Dan Beecham. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 32.4 on the game clock. 5-point margin. And they throw over the top to Mitchell. And he's going to take it all the way in and lay it in. 7-point margin. They've got to go quick. Payne catches it, steps back. That one won't go. Mitchell has it, and this should do it. Lowell Griggs finishes it off with the jam. 103-94. And now that is just going to finish the contest. Boyd lays it in, 103-96. And that'll be your final. Well, we're going to let Mitchell shoot some free throws. And that was a technical foul also. I'm not sure if that was his 7th.
Yes.
So he'll get his 2 free throws. The first was the technical. Now he'll get the other 2. Just adding up some point totals for Justin Mitchell. And the Indiana Swarm will finish this showcase with 1 win and 2 losses, as will the St. Louis River Sharks. Both teams were hurt by injury. Earlier, toward the end of the first game, Keontae Jenkins was injured. Hopefully it's not serious, but it certainly didn't allow him to play anymore in this showcase. Mitchell gets the technical free throw, misses the other 2. It's 103-96. And that will be the final score. Indiana Swarm 103, St. Louis River Sharks 96. Back with some totals in a moment. Welcome back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, the UBA Showcase event. Our final contest in this 5-game series over the last 4 days. The Indiana Swarm, 103. St. Louis River Sharks, 96. Individual scoring, unofficial, of course, leading the way for the River Sharks as he did in all 3 games. Martavian Payne with 36, and he had 8 out of 8 free throws today, 13 out of 13 yesterday, and 9 out of 10 in their first game. Outstanding offense from Martavian Payne. 17 points for Corey Boyd, 15 for Dontarian Wright, 15 for Taquan Knight, 2 for Calvin Giles. He was clearly not the same player. He was tired after those first 2 contests. And Quayshawn Tate had 9. Balanced scoring attack for the Indiana Swarm led by Ladarius Coleman with 21, 20 for Justin Mitchell, 15 for Lowell Griggs, 14 for Reese Lewis, 9 for Samuel Lewis, 9 for Marcus Johnson, and 8 for Jesse Johnson. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure to bring you these contests. The UBA Showcase event finishes up here in Fort Wayne. For my executive producer, Dean O'Neill, and for Ed Schumer and Howard Jordan, I'm Ted Rutan. Have a very pleasant good evening. UBA basketball will be coming around the corner.